According to the Toronto Real Estate Board, 2023 had the worst home sales since year 2000. So let's move on. So just looking at the data, just under 66,000 homes sold in 2023. And that was the worst home sales year since the year 2000. So just to give you the perspective, in 2021, we almost sold 121,000. So it's basically half of that in 2023. So when we talk about these numbers and when we talk about everything that has been happening in 2023, I was selling real estate full time, obviously, throughout that period. It was tough. Like, people did not know where to kind of justify the interest rate hikes and all that stuff. And it was a tough year for the most, right? But just going back to these numbers, the 66,000 in 2023 being the worst real estate year since 2000, right? There's another factor on that, because if you have lived in the GTA in 2000 and you can remember how the city looked like, the amount of buildings, units, homes, etc. So even though that these numbers are, 40, 50,000, 50% less than in 2021 at 121,000, it actually has a bigger impact, because there are probably 5 times more buildings out there than in 2000. There are more homes out there. The population is larger, and so many other factors. So the impact was definitely severe, and realtors, including myself, we felt it, right? So now, being in that game, being honest, being mentally ready, and being educated enough to bring that information to your clients and what makes sense, because that line started to become extremely blur between the consciousness and the actual situation, right? Because the data is coming from all sources, right? Like from the TV channels, from social media, from all over the place, right? So who are you going to believe, and what is the next step you are able to take? So at that time, like even today, my strategy towards my clients is very simple. Like, you have to be comfortable and you have to be able to afford that particular property as you go. So now, in 2023, the average mortgage price house in GTA was around $3,444, and the value was about $1,084,000. Comparing to the year prior, the mortgage rates were, that we're talking 2022, $3,100 and an average price of $1,050,000, right? So even though that median price of homes did not change dramatically, but that $300-400 monthly, which is that affordability issue that we're kind of going through, all of us, is seemed to be the problem, right? So in contrast, Ontarians who were looking into buying pre-construction, supply chains were disrupted, halted development projects, and it happened throughout the whole country, happened in our city. Some developers went belly up, they went under, and all of that stuff. They went into bankruptcy modes and whatnot because of so many factors that was happening to them, right? So now I would like to read some of the comments of my clients and friends and people, and it's actually interesting. So Tom Z, good news, housing prices are finally stabilizing, signaling a shift away from the fear of missing out, which is FOMO. Mentality in the market is kind of picking up and all of that stuff. This is the relief for buyers and bidding wars. Yes, I can see that, and that's kind of what it looked like in 2024, the beginning of 2024. We were still in the first quarter, but now as we are kind of shifting into that spring market, it is picking up slowly, and people are waking up, and now the banks are actually signaling that the interest rates will remain the same or they will go down over time. Right, so that kind of that FOMO, fear of missing out, is slowly coming back, is catching catching its moment. So I have Jamal here, Jamal R. This year seems to be great for buyers. The usual real estate hype, what he's referring to, this exactly what I'm saying. Like the first quarter, we see the regular spring market kind of waking up on its own and stuff like that. And he's saying like the bidding wars on all of the properties, they're obviously less because he was in the market a few years ago and he couldn't do it, right? Like, so he was like, wherever we went, wherever we go, like it was insane, like, you know what I mean? And I told him, I'm like, look, man, like just chill, like relax. Like if you cannot afford it, just don't force yourself to own a property and to call it your own and like you cannot afford it, right? Like, so the outcome will be actually worse for you. So just wait, try to save a little bit more money, and things change, and they did. So now we get to David S. Rising housing costs and rents are a big problem. It's still ongoing, especially for those struggling in the Canadian cities. So yeah, so big cities, obviously we know them, Vancouver, Calgary is becoming big, Toronto, and etc. In Halifax, you can see here and there that they're having issues. Now they have different taxes now that the government of Canada is hitting the landlords. They're not allowed to keep these. I mean, they're allowed, but they have to pay extra taxes if they want to keep their properties vacant. So that will give more opportunities and it will give more inventory, right? So Raymond R., we need a long-term housing solution. Exactly. So we need a long-term housing solution. I also have colleagues and friends south of the border in the United States and stuff like that. They have different programs, obviously, depending on the state in the United States, but they're encouraging these builders and developers to hurry up, to give more product, to give affordable housing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So what has been happening, that's what they are trying to do. But now the prices seem not to be going down. The inventory is kind of picking up. The new developments are being developed, but the affordability is not there. So what the solution is, Raymond is suggesting the government should lease land directly to the citizens for home construction, modular homes on small plots, could help many people, etc. And there are plenty of vacant land available. Housing should be seen as an essential service. So I do agree. So there's a couple of essentials. Obviously, it's the food, shelter, which is housing and all of that stuff. But current lenders seem more interested in pleasing the wealthy, right? So I mean, at the end of the day, it's a money business. So we're looking at as necessity. They're looking at it as business, right? I mean, we got land. Why am I gonna lease it? Like, you know what I mean? So it's above my pay grade. But Raymond, let's go, man. Like, we need more land. So Lucas G. So he said, in short, housing prices are stabilizing. Good for buyers. We need affordable housing solution, and government should take action. So I do agree. There's gotta be a solution. There's gotta be a way how we can get more affordable housing in GTA, and how we can make that happen. Because myself, I do have a lot of buyers. They're not on the fence. They're willing to buy. It's just the affordability is not there. So the bank definitely has to step in. The government has to figure out a way. Raymond, like that particular line from Raymond when he said, the government should lease land directly to the citizens for home construction. Like, you know what I mean? Like maybe that's a way to kind of encourage people and to have their down payment go to newer construction. It will be cheaper. All of a sudden we will have obviously more work related to construction in GTA, etc. Right? So maybe that's another solution. I don't know what the solution is, to be honest with you. I know that the talk regarding more density in the city, more higher towers and all of that stuff, yeah, it seems to be working maybe in some pockets, but then you have other issues, right? Obviously, the transportation and all of that stuff. Our Gardiner highway, express highway that goes through downtown of Toronto will be shut March 2024 for 3 years. It will be reduced to 2 lanes in each direction, which will add definitely stress. And then in 2026, we're hosting FIFA, right? Like we're hosting soccer and all of that stuff, which is going to be chaotic. I do have a video on it on my channel and stuff like that. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you will learn something. And please leave me a comment if you have any questions or any topics you would want me to kind of research, to try to dig in it. And if there's anything specific you want me to talk about, could be from my personal lens, could be from my experience, could be from clients or comments or anything like that. So I hope you like this video. Please like, subscribe. It definitely helps with the algorithm, and see you next time.